Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Jay,
No, Meka.
and this is our channel. Today we are doing recap of Love Island USA Season 7, Episode 13. Thanks for joining us. Before we get started, give us a like, a comment, subscribe, but mainly give us a comment. We like to interact in, the comments and whatnot, and see what you guys think and whatnot. So, just stop being shy. Like, just go ahead and do it. Like, one of us will talk back to you and give you some of our thoughts. You know what I'm saying? So, but this is episode 13 of Love Island. And, yeah.
It was good. It was good.
It was messy, is what it was. And we're going to get into that
messy.
Episode started right after it starts with the exodus of Charlie, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Charlie was one of my favorites on the group just because Charlie was fun, didn't really take any shorts on certain things. But, like I said last episode, Clay Thompson came in and took the shorty. So he had to deal with that, you know what I'm saying? He got 4 rings. What are you supposed to do? Go ahead.
So just to get right to it, Hannah did all that crying on episode 12 just to turn right around and be like, you know what, America put us together for a reason. So she's fine, y'all. I was like, I thought she was going to have a whole, I didn't know what was going to happen. She was crying with the picture on her pillow and all of that. And maybe 30 minutes later, she grabbed Pepe
Le Pew
and went and talked it out with him, and she's good to go. So they're moving.
Yeah, that was all good for show for her.
Yeah.
It's almost like I almost feel like she kind of had an inkling that there might be an addiction.
Well, yeah, once they found out that America played a part in who they were going to be with, I think a lot of them were like, oh, no. Because we just got into it or whatever the case was. They probably figured we had a pretty good idea who was going to get switched around. Because the people who got switched around were the ones that were having a little bit of confrontation. So
not necessarily. Taylor and Alandria.
Oh, Taylor and Alandria.
But that was strictly off of trying to get Alandria towards Jalen or whatever dude's name is. You know what I'm saying?
Because it appeared that was more her what she was looking for. But
which is fine.
Turns out Alandria kind of misses Taylor, I think.
Where did you see that at?
Well, I think she did in the beginning when she first got recoupled. She didn't seem like she was that excited about it. And even the night of, she was just saying she liked the way that Taylor kind of took things slowly, even though in the beginning it kind of had her feeling away, but she liked that, and she's kind of concerned that Jalen is just you know what I mean, trying to kiss her and stuff out.
Here's the thing. So talk is talk, right? If we're sitting here saying that Hannah's talk versus her actions are separate, same thing applies to Alandria.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, Taylor. She ain't said nothing about Taylor.
She hasn't said nothing about Taylor.
You know what I'm saying? I give everybody the same energy.
I tried it, but yeah.
So, I'm going to just jump. Because there's a jumping that needs to happen here.
Yeah.
So, as we know, Jeremiah is with Iris.
And Huda's by herself.
And who else got a couple of, we said Pepe and Hannah, and Jalen and Alandria with the rest of the group. So, here we go. So, production decides to go ahead at 5 a.m, they said, and wake the new couples up and have them go on a date. Now, an outing to an island away.
Yeah.
Psychosis wakes up and sees that people are missing.
Who's Psychosis?
That's Huda. She wakes up and sees that people are missing. And I swear to everything I love, she is standing over people's beds in the middle of the night, just like, where's Jeremiah? I've seen Paranormal Activity. I've seen, a bunch of horror movies where the same thing happens. That will get you fired on. You know what I'm saying? Right. All jokes aside, not, we're not, but very creepily.
It was a little
Taylor
creepy.
Up. She wakes Taylor up.
Yeah, she wakes him up out of his sleep to tell him that
after a long day.
Yeah, to tell him that all these people had left, that the bombshells had took their people.
Let me ask you a question. Why are you waking me up? I lost my shorty. I lost mine.
That's why he won't, because she felt like
no,
he
leave
could
me
relate.
alone. I'm sleeping. Ain't my fault you can't sleep.
She felt like he could relate, I guess. So she went over there. And
relate to me whilst I'm awake. But
right.
you know, she does that. But they go out on their little trip or whatever. Jalen and Alandra, they go out and they walk in the beach and they do a massage thing.
Yeah.
Jeremiah and Iris, they go kayaking. They go kayak thing and they sit on the beach. Who was the third couple? Because they didn't show them at the beach like that.
Who is it?
Exactly.
But wait, hold on. So I want to get back to Jeremiah, because you can instantly see that he looks like
happy.
Something has been taken off of his shoulders. Like, he seems happier. He seems more relaxed.
Yeah,
he just seems like a different Jeremiah on this beach with Iris, right? Like, at that moment, he seemed like a different Jeremiah. Yeah.
And not in a good way. I'm not being Team Jeremiah, but I'll say why in a second. But he seemed like he got cleared of the responsibility that he had to deal with at that point in time. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Now we get to the good stuff. So they come back. Who was the third couple?
I don't remember.
Hannah, Pepe. Here's Hannah and Pepe.
Oh, they did not show them.
Exactly.
Wow, production.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that. Mm-hmm. That's bad for y'all, because that means y'all are replaceable. Because I didn't. We didn't remember that y'all wasn't there. But okay. So yeah, they come back and
Huda is becoming unhinged. She's unraveling in real time. As they do. All she heard was that Alandria had got a massage, and you could see it in her head was like, oh, so that means Jeremiah was out here either getting or giving massages. Yeah.
And soon after that, she went.
Well, first, they separate the groups as they usually do.
Yeah.
But this was a little different. But it makes sense. But they had the guys and they had the girls.
And then they had
the bombshells, which they are no longer the bombshells. They are part of the girls and the guys at this point.
That is true.
So why did
they
separate?
I wouldn't want to sit down there if I was Iris either. Exactly. I would not have wanted to. Heck no, I would not want to go sit down there with them.
I would never.
It just seemed like enemy territory. Like, I'm good.
And I think that's why they did that. They kept it separate. Like you said, the whole thing with Landria saying what she said. And, anyways, at a certain point, Huda gets up and she
make
has to
a
go
beeline. And she did not go to the bathroom. She sat there on the stairs at first. And I think she was trying to hear, but she couldn't hear everything from where she was sitting. So then she stood up and went and hid behind the bushes behind where the guys were talking.
Yeah, the little tablet.
And she could basically hear Nick telling Jeremiah, like, you know, basically, like, why didn't you go check on her? Like, basically, if y'all really was locked in like that and you felt the way that you said you felt about her, I think it's odd that you didn't even bother to check on her. She'd been up here crying all day and all this stuff. You didn't even check on her. And he was like, he didn't tell me work. He was just like, I didn't want to.
Which I respect Nick saying that to him, because that is the one thing that I noticed, and we were talking about it. When everything went down, you know, end of the day, and I'm gonna make the point that I was telling you earlier. When Charlie got kicked out, he made a point to still let Hannah know how he felt, even when it wasn't his time to.
Yeah.
Huda's sitting here going through all this. No matter what you think or what you feel about her, me being at home, us being at home, seeing her just.
I actually felt bad for her in that moment, you know, because we just, like everybody else, was like online, like, good. They got, you know, separated and stuff, but I don't know. It was just, I could see why she was hurt by his actions, just because it just really looked like he did not care.
Yeah, he didn't check on her at all. He just kind of let her rock.
And remember, she had gave him the
2 weeks of giving, you know.
So
I'm not going with this. Episode 12, no, episode 2. 1.5.
I agree. I feel like y'all was getting it popping early, but that's speculation. But I feel like don't no woman or man act that possessive over someone unless they have, you know, at least done that.
Has done that,
yeah. So hey.
But the one thing I will say, I know a lot of people were against this person at first. Um, Ace. I respect Ace because Ace one has been consistent.
And he been telling them.
He's been telling Jeremiah from the jump. And Nick, hey man, I respect you less because of how you handled that, which is very true, and I do understand that. And I really like that he was able to stand up and say that. I know they're close, they're friends or whatever. Sometimes the hardest stuff is to tell your friends sometimes. So I do respect that, but went through that, and as you were saying, to fast forward, Hudson up there doing a little secret squirrel thing next to the little whatever, you know what I'm saying, listen to everything. Now, as a grown man, which is what I am, you guys can see me, you know what I'm saying, fully, you know what I mean? There's but so many things that I'm going to be called.
So many times. Or so many times.
But if you have there's a point in time where somebody can call you something you don't want to be called, but they say it with such conviction that it might strike a chord in you. And she already called him a B multiple times. Times.
With the bass and
but to walk up in front of everybody in this area, men, women, production, cameras, the host voice person, and call this person a PAB. Now you go back and watch, and then you take the 3 words that PAB correlates to, and you'll understand. You messed up, partner. But I almost was that over the top, but I think it was deserved.
I think it was deserving, and not only that, I feel like Huda had more balls than Jeremiah has had on this entire season. Like, at least she stand on business and she stand by what she say. Like, he backpedals. Like, I mean, he should have a medal in backstroking, just backstroking out, backing up out of whatever he says. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. I think that in that moment, he still didn't get it when the guys were talking to him. And I feel like they were trying to tell him, like, man up. Because he was like, y'all got on me because I'm coupled up. Y'all getting on me because I'm moving on. I don't know what to do. You're missing the point. Well, they want you to stand, stand on what you say. You know what I mean? Stand on what if you say you like her and you care about her, show that. You know what I mean? Don't let us deter you from just doing it, because then it looks like, okay, you didn't really care that much. They shouldn't be able to sway him in the way that they have.
Well, the one thing I'll give Jeremiah is that sounds good to say. Hey, I'm not going to let you guys sway me, which you shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
But
they're grown men.
They are grown men. But they're going to, if you don't, the thing with Jeremiah was he was so defiant in his care and his quote-unquote love for her that he wasn't even trying to really hear it. But then on the flip side of it, now you're actually making actions off of it. Mm-hmm. Like, you weren't even entertaining the thought of what I was talking to you about before. But what happened here to now, you're not even taking the point of talking to me or talking to us and stuff, and you're doing actions. He's really kind of weak in that aspect of him. You know what I mean? So even to sit there and explain himself like that, like, first I do this and you guys, I don't give a damn what you guys think, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, I've been getting some since day 2.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, America, but he has. So he's been playing the game. He was in front of the game, him and Tutter. Mm-hmm. So whatever. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you can't, but there's a way to do it. But yeah, so how that goes, Les, you take it from here, because now it gets more into I don't want to say anything insensitive. There's a lot of crying going on.
Well, oh yeah. And that's the part where I really started to feel bad for her, because you could tell she truly was hurt, and I think she really felt blindsided by the way that he was acting. Like, at no point, I just don't see how you say that you care about her in the way that you say you do, and you saw her crying when she almost went home, and your first thought wasn't to just go hug her and be like, hey, it's gonna be okay, like, or something. And then the next day came and he still didn't say anything. And I guess he claimed he got in his feelings because he was listening in on a conversation she was having with the girls, and she once again was calling him out of his name and saying that he hasn't even bothered to check on me all this whole time, and all this other stuff, and that America hates her because of him. And with that being said, even though I feel bad, no, America doesn't hate you because of him. They hate you because of how you have been acting on the show.
I don't think America hates her. She just is
Have
annoying.
you been watching social media?
I think there's a difference. I just think
Have
they're
you
annoying
been?
with her.
A lot of people use the actual word hate. I don't hate her. I think that is a strong word. I don't hate her. I just felt like I didn't like some of her actions. Some of her actions were pretty questionable to me. But hate is such a strong word. But anyway, yeah, a lot of people was online talking about they hate her. Actually hate her. They actually said those things. So, but and the reality is, once again, it's not because of what she's saying, or it's not because Iris came on is the reason why, all this happened or whatever. Remember how she said that? Yeah. So it's just, she kind of has a tendency to kind of blame everybody else for some of the situations that she's put herself in. Because let's be real, she did put herself in that situation. So
yeah, she did.
She did a lot of the crying. The girls trying to talk her down and comfort her and whatnot. Iris even got in on it. Was like, don't waste your tears and all whatnot. But she was hurt, understandably so. I didn't understand why she was hurt.
But I mean,
and then the next night?
Yeah, so like they did that. The girls, like you said, the girls comforted her or tried to and whatnot, and pretty much jumped from that.
Or that night, sorry.
That night,
yeah.
And then that same night,
yeah.
They end up having their little nightly party and whatnot, and her and Jeremiah, they go to
Speakeasy, the room.
Yeah, Speakeasy, and they have a conversation, and he leaves with what did he say?
He said nothing.
He said nothing.
He said nothing. Like, and to the point, Huda was like, once again, she tells him, she's like, stand up, do something, say something, stand up for yourself.
One thing I will say that I did notice. At the end of the day, and people have been saying this is a red flag, she made every single scenario that happened about him being wrong towards her.
Yeah.
No accountability, oddly enough, that's the same issue he kind of has. So you have two people who can't take accountability about nothing.
Right.
But she did speak about how, at some point, I can't forget, when she was talking to Ace, she talked to Ace and had a conversation with Ace and told Ace that, she kind of put her all into it because she does have a daughter back home to, kind of do this for a reason for her. I'm not just out here doing whatever, which made a ton of sense.
That made more sense when she explained that, because I could see why she didn't want to be hopping around to different guys, but one would say this again. I said this in the last video. One would say that maybe this isn't the platform for you to meet someone, because of the type of show it is.
Well, as we know, there's other parents on here.
There are other parents on this show.
Just leave it at that.
There are other parents on this show. They just didn't make a storyline out of it and tell everybody they were a mom.
Yeah, some people like to be the sympathetic character.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Didn't she mention she was a mom to somebody else? Ace. She told Ace that she was a mom.
Ace,
this time she said mom. She didn't say mommy.
And Ace was like, all right. But
Ace was
that,
like, okay, and that don't make...
But they had their little moment in Speakeasy, and that was a cliffhanger. We got to see him sit up there and buckle under the pressure as he has done this entire 2 weeks that we've been watching the show.
I have a question for you. Do you think that he went and talked to her because he felt like, once again, the guys directed him in a certain way?
I think he did it because now he recognizes that America is watching him. Well, she's been walking around here crying.
The night they did the recoupling.
He buckles under pressure. And he talked to the guys. I'm pretty sure somebody told him, but he had enough sense to know, hey, America's watching me now, so if I do not try to talk to her.
Oh, that looks bad.
Then it looks bad, and I will be the one who's out of here next week.
Yeah.
So that's what I think, honestly. Funny thing I liked in the episode, Huda wanted to holler at Iris when she was going on her tirade, and Pepe Le Pew and Jalen were like, yo, should we go down here? Should we stay in the case? You know what I'm saying? Because Shorty's snapping. Like, it might be a problem.
Yeah.
This is a really good episode. I think the next episode they're doing recoupling.
That was a quick recoupling. Like,
which lets me think
is picking up.
It's either picking up or something has happened.
Oh, maybe.
Because they didn't show any clips.
They did not show any clips. Did somebody just go home? Oh my goodness.
You remember how they got rid of girl and they just said, hey, she has left. So them just to show the fine, be like, there's gonna be a recoupling, something may have happened.
I had saw a rumor that somebody was Alandria.
Don't say it.
What? It's a rumor. It's online. I don't have nothing to do with that.
So, thank you.
It might not even be true. It's a rumor.
Rumor has it. Anyway. But that was the episode.
That was the episode.
So, and maybe she'll say it later. Who knows? She be on, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff, all that fun stuff. So who knows?
Yeah.
Check them out. Check us out, Jey and Meka. Go and see. But that was the end of the episode. So yeah, we will see you guys tomorrow. We are going to be watching and we'll be updating and whatnot. So yeah. And again, give us a like, comment, subscribe, and hit the
notification bell.
All right. Well, I'm Jey.
And I'm Meka.
All right.
All right. So let's do a picture.